In just 3 days, the side effect of finishing 200 plus chapters of solo leveling is such that I am saying arise, even in my dreams. But the benefit is that I know all the secrets related to solo leveling. That's why in today's video, I will tell you all the secrets related to Cartenon Temple. It's gonna be fun. So 3rd episodes of solo leveling have been released. Until now, you all must have seen what all happened in Cartenon Temple. For those who don't know, let me tell you that, along with Jinwoo, 16 more hunters went to clear AD level gate, but they found another dungeon there that is double dungeon. There were a lot of big statues in this dungeon, which started killing them one by one when they were alive. And these statues were not of D level. If I tell you the truth, these statues were of S level. The situation was that only 6 out of 17 hunters survive, and in the end, Jinwoo has to sacrifice himself so that the remaining 5 survive. Yes, the remaining 5 survived, because after following the 3rd rule, the door of the dungeon was opened from where the remaining 5 escaped. But Jinwoo had to stay there. Someone had to do it, so he kind of died. He didn't die. Of course he didn't die. Obviously, Jinwoo is our main character. How can he die in the 2nd episode? Rather, he started seeing a game like UI, in which he has to first accept himself as a player. Then he will get quests. There will be some targets in the game. There will be some aims. After completing them, he will level up. That's why the name of the manga is solo leveling, because Jinwoo is being leveled up alone. Now, what happens next in the story? We will discuss that some other time, because the underlying question in this video is that what kind of place was this Cartenon Temple? Why was this happening here? And how did Jinwoo get powers from this place? Well, if you have watched these 2 episodes carefully, then here a lot of focus was put on one statue. Yes, the same big statue that was sitting on the throne and gave a very creepy smile. Well, this statue was kind of a perfect replica of the Absolute Being. Now, who is the Absolute Being? Well, you can consider the Absolute Being to be the most supreme god in the solo leveling universe. That means there is no one above him. By the way, a huge spoiler alert, the Absolute Being is no more. And yes, don't think that the statue had the power of the Absolute Being. No, it was just a replica in appearance, although the statue itself was quite powerful. Actually, we will talk about the whole history of the Absolute Being in another video, because we will talk about monarchs, rulers, a lot of things. It's a pretty big history. Here in this video, let's focus on the point that who made these statues and what was the reason for making these statues. Well, if you have paid attention, there was another statue in this dungeon. Do you remember that fan-shaped statue that had a tablet in its hand with rules written on it? That's no one else but the architect. Yes, the creator of this dungeon. The architect has designed this whole place with the aim of finding such a person who can inherit the power of the Shadow Monarch. You will again ask, who is this Shadow Monarch? And I will say, I will tell you in another video. Okay, I'll tell you a little bit because it's important for you to know a little bit about the Shadow Monarch. So basically, a long time ago, there was only the Absolute Being and nothing else. And apart from that, there was light and darkness. The Absolute Being created 8 heralds from the light, or we can say rulers, and 8 monarchs from the darkness. These 2 parties always fought each other. Why did they fight? It's not necessary for you to know right now. Just understand that yes, they used to fight, and among all of them, there was the most powerful fragment of light. That is, there was a ruler, and his name was Ashbourne. Now, circumstances were such that people killed Ashbourne. Then he became a monarch and joined at the side of the monarch, and that's when his name became Shadow Monarch. We can say that after the Absolute Being, if there is anyone in this universe who is the most powerful, then it is the Shadow Monarch, that is, Ashbourne. Now, what happened that the rulers went against Ashbourne? What did Ashbourne do? How was the Absolute Being killed? There are a lot of questions. We will answer them well in some other video. Really, if we do it in this video, it will be very messy. Here, my only purpose was that you understand the creation of the Cartenon Temple, and for that, it was necessary for you to know a little bit about the Shadow Monarch, which I have just told you. So now, because the Shadow Monarch was so powerful, his power cannot be inherited by any such human. He will not be able to tolerate it. You know, we always see in different anime and serials that it is necessary to find a capable human to host the power. That's why an architect came here who used to be the king's sorcerer, and he offered the Shadow Monarch. What did he offer? That I will find a perfect human vessel for you and give it to you, and I will not tell you if he wants anything in return. So the architect created a system with the help of which he could find find a physically superior, mentally acute, and mentally sensitive human. But here, the approach of the Shadow Monarch was different. He wanted a different type of human. Not the one who is already strong, but a human who has seen death very closely, not once, but many times. Who is that human? You know, the weakest hunter Jinwoo was on a rank. Whoever went to the dungeon he used to get beaten up. Almost he used to touch death with a stick. In a way, this feat is kind of impressive. That's why the Shadow Monarch chooses his Jinwoo, and the architect was not agreeing with this. But Shadow Monarch reigns supreme, so the architect has to do what he says. Jinwoo has a lot of courage. Courage like a cowardly dog. That's why Jinwoo was chosen as the inheritor of the Shadow Monarch's power. Now, of course, Jinwoo was so weak that he could not suddenly inherit the power of the Shadow Monarch. He would give all the power, he would explode. The person would die. That's why the architect made a system for him where Jinwoo would kill monsters, complete quests, complete daily tasks, make himself strong, and slowly he would get the power of the Shadow Monarch in fragments. This whole system was made like a game, UI by the architect, because we are often familiar with this kind of user interface. We humans, we play games, so we find this system very friendly. Jinwoo was like a player in this whole system where he has to kill monsters, complete quests, and all that, with which he will get experience points. And with this, his level will also keep increasing, and slowly he will take the power of the Shadow Monarch and become even stronger. We can also estimate Jinwoo's powers from his level, and when Jinwoo reached level 100, precisely 101, then he again reached this Cartenon Temple, where he was again defeated by these statue-like monsters. Actually, the power of the statues was increased by the architect. Now what happened there, I will tell you in some other video. It comes a long way, and it will also be a big spoiler. But yes, something very interesting happened there. Now at this point, I'm pretty sure that you must have learned a lot about Cartenon Temple, about this double dungeon. But here I have a question for you. Do you remember the rules of this Cartenon Temple? I will tell you now, but before that, you guys write in the comments. Don't cheat. It has been told in the second episode. So the rules are: worship the god, praise the god, and prove your allegiance. So yes, when Jinwoo was trapped here in the second episode, this was his kind of test. In this test, Jinwoo passed because not only did he decode these rules, but he was also ready to sacrifice himself by becoming Courage the Cowardly Dog. That's why when he was selected, he became a player. He started getting the power of Shadow Monarch, and slowly he is leveling up solo. That's why his name is solo leveling. Now this whole system that the architect has made is very different in general from the world of solo leveling. Now you will ask how? Well, in solo leveling, we are clearly told that whenever a person is awakened, that is when he becomes a hunter. He gets a rank on the basis of his power. Now this rank will always stick with him because it is almost impossible to power up for him. Yes, he can hone his skills a little more. He can use some more good tools. He can use more powerful weapons, but his power will increase a little. That didn't improve much from anywhere. But Jinwoo is the only person here who is literally leveling up. From E rank, he reached S rank, then national level, and went beyond that too. So solo leveling is interesting. There can be many topics in this. Many videos can be made, and many will be made on this channel. So yes, whatever question you have in your mind, who are the rulers? Who are the monarchs? Who are the absolute beings? And if the absolute being was so powerful, how did he die? In fact, why have the gates started opening on Earth for the last 10 years? I know you must have a lot of doubts about this too. Whatever it is, write it in the comments. There will be videos on everything. I will explain it very well. I will explain solo leveling so much that your brain will fly away that it was fun. So my upcoming videos will be very interesting. If you don't want to miss them, then subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Also, like this video, share it with your friends. That's it. This was my video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.